Hey YouTube, this is Paul. You may be wondering why we're staring at this box. There's a good reason for that. I recently purchased a 2019 Acura RDX, but there was something missing in this car that I used to love using in my previous cars. It is a remote starter. I think many of us were surprised to find out that Acura decided not to include this in the factory build. And we were probably even more upset that it was a dealership install only. It is true that some of us ended up spending $680 to $800 to have the dealership to install the remote starter. But I wanted to bring you a video on installing this yourself and save a lot of money along the way. Before we go into that video, I wanted to show you what's the content in the box. Upon opening it, you'll see a couple of items. The first item you'll see is the receiver. This receiver will be installed on top of the headliner. The next in the bag, you'll have the bracket where the receiver gets connected to and a couple of bolts that you have to install in the build. In the box, you also receive two fob keys. And these fob keys look much better than the one that we received from the dealership. And it also integrates the remote starter on the fob key. And it's really nice. Anyway, enough with the content. Let's go to the video. Here we are. We are gonna remove the rear chair trim here. This little piece. The instructions tells us that we have to unclip the chair, which I already did. Let me just show you a little bit. So there are these little clips right here. All you have to do is pull it out, and that releases the hook under this chair, and you can lift this up. And you have to do it on the other side as well. And once that's done, you just kind of lift up from, there's clips right on this along this line. All you have to do is kind of push it up and it pops right out like that. And then just kind of bring it here. Kind of just don't force it. Kind of as you push up, it should release from the panel just like that. Under here, the only thing that's holding on this side is this little clip. Upon reviewing the outside clip that I made just before, I wanted to just clarify that there is a little this clip here that will house into the other trim part. So be careful when you're installing it back and taking it off, that you kind of clear this little clip here, as well as these two clips that clips onto the other trim. As I mentioned before, these plastic clips that will eventually be installed back in the car is kind of fragile. I think they designed it that it will collapse a little bit, but make sure you line up these clips to the hole of the body panel before you start pushing in. I believe if you push too hard and miss the hole, this will eventually break. These clips are pretty hard. I don't think they will break that easy, but just be careful. So again, as I was prying upward straight, these clips kind of came off pretty easily. These clips took a little bit more of an effort, but it did come out eventually. Hey you guys, I forgot to mention to show you the trim kit I'm going to be using. I picked this up from Amazon. I'll leave the description about this tool kit below. Alright, so I think this is a tool that I will often use during this install. According to the instructions, the next thing I need to do is remove the cargo tray. Alright, according to the instructions, the next step will be popping out a couple of clips that are in this area. I'm going to just work my around this level here. Okay, that's one. Couple of clips there. Alright, the next step counts for these two 10mm nuts to be loosened. Alright, the next step is to remove this upper cover. As you can tell, I haven't removed the protective sticker from the dealership yet. Alright, so I'm going to remove that line off so that I'll be able to plug in my receiver on the car. Alright, so to disconnect the terminal is a 10mm socket, and just unscrew that and just easily comes off. So I think this is an important thing to do. See the bracket, guys? Right there. And that gets attached through there. And that was not easy. Definitely was not easy, guys. But anyway, that's that. Okay, so the bracket's in there. Now I just gotta figure out the wiring. At this point of the video, it was 4 hours into the install. It was really dark and it was really hard to capture all my steps installing the panels. The only advice I have for you is to line up the clips to the hole in order to prevent those clips from breaking. I wish I could show every little step, but it was really difficult to film. Nevertheless, reinstalling the panels were much easier than taking it apart. It took me about 30 minutes to place everything back in, and another maybe 10 minutes to reinstall the cargo tray. So it wasn't so bad. I'm really happy that I was able to do this and save some money along the way. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching the video, and all the tools that I have used in this video, I'll place them in the description field. Again, if you have any questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them. Thank you for watching.